Hello and welcome to the I Can Do podcast with Benjamin Lee. We're here to talk about tips and strategies to have an I Can Do mindset when it comes to faith, family, fitness, and food. Let's go. Here's your host, Benjamin Lee.
Hello and welcome to another episode of I Can Do. I am Benjamin Lee. How are you? I hope you are rocking and rolling as we are almost halfway through another month. Isn't that crazy? Thank you for tuning in. Our audience is growing and I am really excited. I know there's a lot of podcasts out there and I really appreciate your attention, your willingness to listen to these episodes. I know that we have a lot of people throughout the United States and Canada now, and France and Pakistan, wherever else you may be. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate your time. Isn't it crazy, as I mentioned, that time is really moving fast? You know, it was funny just being on Facebook, seeing how people talked about the month of January and how January felt like a really long month. We had 31 days in January. I'm sure you got a lot of things done. I know I did. But February just seems to be going a lot faster than January. So it's a reminder for us that we need to make every day count. And today I want to share a book recommendation with you. I have not done a podcast episode yet with respect to a book recommendation, but in the future, I'm going to be doing more of these. And so I hope these will help you along the way. One of the things I have done, I have created a YouTube channel. I've actually had the YouTube channel for a while. If you have listened to my episode, The Sound of Delay, that was something that I had put off doing for a long time as well. And so I would encourage you to go and check out my YouTube channel. There are a number of videos where I give book recommendations as well. And so the name of my YouTube channel is called I Can Do with Benjamin Lee. And what else would it be called, right? I Can Do. That's what I'm all about. So a question I like to ask young people when I get the opportunity is, do they like to read? I truly believe reading is so important. Reading allows one to travel really anywhere in the world. And others have said this before, reading allows you to get years of research someone else has done in your hands for a few dollars. And reading is so valuable, and it's just another way to improve in whatever area of your life you may be looking to improve upon. I can remember going to the public library when I was young, and I can remember seeing posters that said, reading is fundamental. That is so true, isn't it? While our world has become faster, be sure to slow down and read. Be sure to appreciate the power of books. I think about Frederick Douglass, who understood the power and the importance of reading. Do not take it for granted. Now, last year, my friend Brent gave me a book recommendation, and I bought the book and I read it, and it made me think about a lot of things. It's a great read, and now I want to recommend it to you. Now, with any book recommendation, I can't always endorse everything that the author says, but I do like to make that clear. The book I want to share with you is called Willpower Doesn't Work. That title by itself made me want to go buy the book. What do you mean? Willpower Doesn't Work. It's written by Benjamin, great first name, by the way, Benjamin Hardy, and the subtitle is called Discover the Hidden Keys to Success. Willpower Doesn't Work. Now, everyone is looking for success. I am too. Success can be defined in a variety of ways. Many have already made, New Year's resolutions or goals in some shape or form. And by the way, how are you doing with those goals? How are you doing with those resolutions? Now, while willpower and determination and focus and motivation, all those things are important, what the author does, he dives into the importance of one's environment. And so in the book, he talks about how small changes in one's surroundings can lead to big changes. There are some great tips and strategies given in the book, like the importance of really kind of seizing the morning hour. And he's not talking about a long period of time when it comes to like journaling and visualization, but really creating a space so certain things like that can be done. In the book, he also goes in depth about the power of subtraction. He calls it subtraction is productivity. So it's the idea of potentially reducing certain things in your environment to set yourself up for even greater success. That could be setting a certain amount of time for social media, maybe working only a certain amount of time during the week, maybe capping that to like 40 hours a week and so forth. So the idea of setting upper and lower limits on things to allow you to actually improve and succeed in what you're going after. So there's a lot of different tips and strategies and thoughts that are provided in the book that are really good and things that you can begin to implement on a regular basis and rather quickly. So I think it's a book that will push you to accomplish your goals faster. Again, willpower is important. Self-control, obviously, and determination and motivation, all of those things are important. Yet one's environment is important as well. One of the easiest ways that you can begin to implement some of these ideas is when it comes to food. I don't know about you, but I'll just share a little bit about myself here. I want to lose weight. I want to keep the weight off I've already lost, and I think most people want to do that as well. There are so many books that are out there when it comes to weight loss and particular diets and things like that. While a person can have good intentions, think about the importance of one's environment. Being in the right environment is so important. And so I'll give you an example. It's funny. One of my favorite snacks going back to college at the University of Illinois has been chips and cheese. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Chips and cheese. And when I mean chips and cheese, I mean like back in college, it was like saltine crackers. So I guess that's technically not chips. But I put cheese on top of the saltine crackers. Now I have upgraded to Tostitos. Okay, so Tostitos and sharp shredded cheese. And what I do, I put it in the microwave for about 29 seconds. I've upgraded the snack where now I'm adding hot sauce as well. But that's one of my go-to snacks. It's not a great healthy snack, but it really does make me feel really good, all right? Chips and cheese, that's where it's at least for me. Now, because I know this to be the case, and because I know how many chips I could actually eat and how much cheese I can actually consume on top of those chips, then I know I have to control my environment. I know I have to, the majority of the time, keep chips out of the house. Because if they're in the house, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go look for them. I'm that guy that's, looking in the pantry. Even when I know there's nothing there, I'm still looking to make sure nothing has fallen behind that cereal box or behind that box of rice or whatever the case may be. So that's the idea of controlling your environment. I think about free days. Free days have been a part of my protocol with respect to eating and things like that, where once a week or a couple of meals per week, I'll have like a free meal or a free day. But they're just certain foods I can't keep in the house. And if they're in the house, if they're a part of that environment, that's what I'm going to turn to when I get home. And so that's the idea of really understanding the importance of the environment you're in and making sure you're setting yourself up for the greatest success that you can have. And so that's just a simple example of how I can control my environment. And there's a lot of other things that you could say as well. I think about social media. There's different things that you can do with respect to that to control that, whether it's on your phone or whether you're setting limits to that will help you to become even more successful. So this is a book recommendation I like to give to you. Check it out. If you do check it out, please let me know what you think about it. It's called Willpower Doesn't Work, and the subtitle is called Discover the Hidden Keys to Success, and it's written by Benjamin Hardy. So if you want to become even more successful with whatever it may be that you're going after, consider your environment and some simple things that you can do, change, or maybe even implement to set yourself up for even greater success. And I hope that this book will give you a little bit extra motivation and insight as well. Thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever platform you may be listening to. And remember, I can do, so can you.